Good afternoon, morning, or evening, whenever it is. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Whenever it is that you have the pleasure of, I have my earbuds in, of watching this short video. Hopefully it's short. I like to ramble, so it might be longer than you think. Anyway, I'm in the studio right now. I just walked over here. So as probably most of you know that follow me at all, I had a lovely cycling accident and it's been about 6 weeks. I've got 2 more weeks before I go in for my second check-in with the surgeon, and the hope is that I will start physio. But anyway, that's really not what this video is about. We're going to be doing some really new things here for the next, starting in September. When I built Pedalworks, and you may have heard from the other videos or from other posts, or maybe you read something, it really was, and it continues to be, about safe and inclusive spaces. The most important thing to me is to make sure that when you train here, when you have a coffee here, when you come to knit by the fireplace here, that you feel safe and you know that you'll be taken care of. And with that comes quality. With that comes care. Like I know most of the people who walk through the door, and not only do I know them, I know their stories. And that's important to me. It's important to the team. It's important to this brand. This is what we're building. You're not gonna be a stranger here. You might come in a couple times and we may not know your name, but if you're a regular, we're gonna know you. We're gonna know you, your dog, your family, what kind of car you drive, if you go on holiday, and we're gonna know where you went and when you get back. And I pride ourselves, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that over the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years now, that's the kind of space that we've built, and this is something we built together. We're coming on to our 3rd anniversary, which is shocking. And what I've noticed, and I think the underlying intention always, and I've said this in my spinning classes, right? For those of you who have taken classes with me over the years, you know that I'm gonna coach you on being a better cyclist, but the main objective here is to coach you on how to use mindfulness, how to visualize, how to build confidence, not just on the bike, but just as a person. Because if we can build happy, confident people on the bike, the hope is that you'll take that out into the world. And I have said in classes that I know this is really corny, but we are the world. And there's so much truth in that. I think sometimes we forget that we're not helpless, we're not hopeless, that we can impact and change the world by how we show up. The only responsibility that you have is for yourself. And so here, the goal is to find your very best self, to tap into that power within, that strength that maybe it's dormant sometimes because we get so, into like we get into a schedule and we get into a routine, and then we get comfortable, and anytime something gets a little uncomfortable, we start to question ourselves. That's what spinning does. Spinning is going to push you to find that discomfort. I talk about it in class in terms of like when we're doing hard work, we want to hold for a certain period of time, because those adaptations only happen if you can hold it for a certain period of time. And if you're into cold plunging or anything like that, you'll understand this is the same idea. We're trying to create different neural pathways in the brain to be able to handle discomfort. When we can manage discomfort in a way that serves us, so that means in order to manage it, we are going to really have to focus on engagement. And so when we're on the bike, we're focusing not just riding the bike. Like, we don't just ride the bike here. There's more that happens on this bike. The first things you're gonna learn about alignment. What does that mean? How does alignment show up? How can alignment hold you back? And alignment only comes if you're mindful, if you're in awareness, and if you're engaged in what your body is doing. We are gonna ride this bike in a way that's gonna get you stronger. And I mean stronger, we don't do choreography on the bike. That's not cycling, right? That was never part of indoor cycling. It was something that was created by people that actually don't have any certification or don't have any accreditation in the fitness industry. And it's really important to us to bring everything back to its foundation. So the foundation is learning about biomechanics. It's learning about what does a goniometer do? Why do we use a goniometer? I'm not gonna eye how you are bike fit. I'm gonna use a tool to make sure it's right. And I've been teaching for about 30 years. And I still would never eye someone's bike fit. It's really important that when we can create a program that addresses the whole person, right? Like it is, yes, we are focused on cycling, but this is just part of what we do. So once we get your alignment, once we've set you up properly with bike fit, with a goniometer and a plumb line, once we coach you to make sure that you are staying in alignment throughout your ride, once we get you to understand that being relaxed is when you are at your strongest, all of these things, and we focus on breathing deep from the belly. You never hold your abdominals tight when you ride because you're inhibiting breath, and breath is what makes you a stronger cyclist. And then we talk about what it means to be mindful. What does it mean truly to be so engaged in a moment that you forget about everything else? And it isn't about choreography or movement. It is about mind. It is about getting your mind so that you can sit in the saddle for 2 hours. Easy. But it takes practice, and it takes engagement, and it takes effort. You don't get stronger in the bike when you're out of the saddle. That's not where strength is made. Strength is made in the saddle. That's where cyclists ride. You can watch any race, anywhere, any cyclist on the road, off the road, they're in the saddle. And so that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna train you. And what's really beautiful about what we do here, we don't have leaderboards, we don't have mirrors, nobody is watching you, because I really encourage people to close their eyes, because we know that if your eyes are closed, we're gonna signal to the body to relax. And when you're relaxed, you're at your strongest. I'm really proud of what we've created. I'm proud of my instructors. They are the top instructors you're ever gonna meet. They care about what you're doing. They're gonna coach you properly. They're gonna make sure that when you walk out of this room, not only do you feel stronger, but you feel more confident. And when you're more confident, then you can go out in that world and you can show up as your best self. So as we approach our 3rd year anniversary, I am just genuinely grateful for the members who have showed up since day one. I'm grateful for the new member that takes a chance and walks through the door. I'm grateful for the people that invested their finances, their time, their energy, but most importantly, their passion to what we are building here. And I really believe that Kingston needs more spaces like this. Not just spinning, not just our yoga classes, because we have those things, but our community that we are building, and we're building it together. So I hope to see you. We're having an open house on the 12th of September, where you can come and take free classes all day. I'm gonna do a 40-minute introductory to spinning. You'll only be on the bike for a short period of time, and if you choose not to get on the bike, you don't have to. But we're gonna go through all the things. We're gonna go through what you wear when you come to a class, what kind of shoes that you need. We're gonna bike fit you, even if you never get on the bike. We're gonna show you the 5 core movements. We're gonna talk about, the 5 energy zones that we work in. We're gonna talk about watts. We're gonna talk about heart rate. We're gonna talk about what makes this program so incredible. And you'll get to meet our amazing instructors. In addition, you're going to be able to enjoy some of the classes that we offer in our Studio 2 space. And we're adding more classes in September that will encourage us to start doing a little bit more strength work to make us, again, better cyclists, with the hope of just feeling better as a human so that we can change the world. We'd love to see you either on the bike, on the mat, or over a great cup of coffee. Take care.